Hi, welcome to Therapeutic Asana sequence number 2. Allow yourself to find a comfortable position to sit in. You might be sitting on the mat, or you might decide to stack a couple of blankets and place your hips on the blankets. You can also opt for a chair if you prefer. And we're going to start with a simple body scan. You can close your eyes, but if you don't want to close your eyes, you might lower your gaze. You might decide to put your hands into a mudra. Mudras are hand gestures that evoke certain sensations in the body, and we're going to focus on ones that allow us to calm the nervous system. So one of my favorites is bringing my thumb and index finger together like a little OK sign, and then just curling the remaining fingers into the palms and letting my hands rest comfortably on my knees. And from this position, again, allowing yourself to turn the attention inward either with the closed eyes or lowering the gaze. And we're just going to start to scan through and notice where we have tension and allow ourselves to let go of whatever amount we're able to at the time. So draw your awareness to your head. Begin to notice any tension that you're holding in your head. Notice the forehead. Notice if there's some muscular tension across the forehead, maybe in the temples or behind the eyes. Let your awareness drift down to your jaws. Notice if you're clenching your upper and lower jaw together. Can you let that lower jaw relax away from the upper jaw? Allowing the tongue and lips to relax as well. Let your awareness move into your neck, noticing any tension you might be holding in the neck. Bring your awareness into your shoulders. Allow yourself to notice tension that you might be holding there as well. Let your awareness move into your torso, maybe into your chest, the solar plexus, or possibly the abdomen. With each exhale, see if we can begin to soften and let go of a tiny bit of that tension. Let your awareness move into your hips and pelvis, noting tension that you might be holding there. Scanning through the arms and the legs, just noticing wherever you might be holding tension that you can let go of. Now from here, we're going to move into some simple leg extensions. So I'm going to turn sideways and I'm going to stay on my blankets. Now, again, you might decide that you want to sit directly on the floor, or maybe you sit in a chair, and allow yourself to have those knees bent. And we're going to interlace our fingers behind the left leg. And we're going to allow that leg to extend on the inhale. Now the leg doesn't have to fully straighten. It's just going to be where it feels comfortable for us. You might even choose to use the wall to support your back. And we're just going to notice the engagement of the muscles in the legs and taking 10 breaths here. Allow yourself to notice the muscles in your torso. Notice as you have those hands supporting that leg, if you can soften and relax through the shoulders, but notice the muscles of the arms involved in this practice. Feel the strength in the legs, adjusting those hands if you need to make this more comfortable. Lift up through the crown of the head. And once more on the inhale. And once more on the exhale, bending that left knee and release that foot down. From here, we're going to interlace the fingers underneath the right leg. And inhale, begin to straighten. Again, allow yourself to extend it only to where it feels good. Notice the muscles of the leg engaging. Notice the spine, the abdomen, the arms and shoulders. Just feeling the engagement of the muscles. And once more on the inhale. And once more on the exhale. And on the exhale, slowly release that leg. Now from here, we're going to come into a seated forward fold. So at this point, I'm going to move the blankets off to the side. We'll use them later for something else. Just begin to take your legs wide. So as we come into a wide-legged forward fold, we want to make sure that we're not opening our legs out to our maximum stretching capability. We want to have a little bit of room for movement in the body as we do this. And also notice if you're sitting on the base bones of your torso, so the sit bones they call them, but they have a longer name. Just notice that. And then notice whether or not you need to create a slight bend in your knees, or if you need to rotate your toes in to alleviate any of the tension. Now allow yourself to lengthen through the crown of the head. We're going to hinge at our hip flexors, and we might walk those hands out in front. Let your palms rest. Keep your shoulders and neck relaxed. We're only hinging from the hips, and we want to lengthen our spine. So breathe, feeling the length of the spine as you walk those hands out. You might bend your elbows and release the forearms down, or maybe you even decide to reach for the big toes. Allow yourself to find the variation that feels best for you. Bring your awareness into your low back, and if you're feeling any kind of undue tension there, take some time and rather than folding further forward, just lengthen your spine a little bit more through the crown of the head. So it's really not about getting down to the floor, it's about finding that release of tension in our back. We're just going to hold this for about 10 breaths. And then walking our hands back in, we're going to come over onto all fours into our tabletop position. And let's begin by spreading those fingers wide. Make sure your wrists are under your shoulders, knees are hip distance apart. And then from here, we're going to tuck our toes and gently press into the toes as we lift the knees up off the mat. And you might alternate those feet down toward the mat a few times, inhaling and exhaling. And we're just going to come into our downward facing dog for about 3 breaths. Just inhale and exhale. Now maybe you lift up and you press both heels down toward the mat. That's another option as well. Whatever feels best for you. Now inhale, lifting your gaze. We're going to step our right foot forward and through and place that down on the mat. And make sure that both hands are on the mat on either side of that foot. Now you can be on your fingertips or you can place your hands flat on the floor, but allow yourself to look forward, press through the back of that left leg. Allow yourself to notice how this feels. Now inhale, gazing forward, and on the exhale, step that left foot forward as you fold forward, making sure that you have as much bend in the knees as you need to, letting the chest rest on the thighs. Planting those hands on the floor, or they can be on the shins, whichever feels better to you. Now inhale, lift your head, and on the exhale, step that right foot back, and once again come into a lunge, looking forward, engaging the muscles through the leg. Breathe. And once more, inhale. And on the exhale, step that right foot forward and fold forward into a full forward fold, making sure that you bend those knees as much as feels good. Now bending your knees and inhale, come all the way up to a standing position. And then we're going to step wide. And so as we step wide, we want to make sure that our feet are wider than our hips, that they're both parallel to begin with. Place both hands on your hips, and we're going to lift the toes of our left foot up and pivot that foot toward the end of the mat. And then from there, we're going to bend that left knee, allowing ourselves to bring that knee just over the ankle, not beyond the toes. Extend both arms out at shoulder height, palms down. Now we want to activate the arms, reaching in opposite directions, but keep tension out of the shoulders as much as possible. Turn and look at that left outstretched hand. We're coming into our warrior two. Breathe. Feeling the strength in the arms. Now turn that left palm up and lift the left hand toward the ceiling as you lightly touch that back leg with your fingertips. You might look up at that outstretched hand or look back at that foot that's on the mat behind you. Coming into an exalted warrior position. Now inhale, and on the exhale, returning to your warrior two, bend your left elbow, place that elbow on the knee, and sweep your right hand across the chest. Extend it up and over that right ear. Coming into an extended side angle, pressing through the outer edge of that right foot. And breathe. And once again, inhale, come back to your warrior two. Release both hands to your hips. Straighten that left leg, pivot it back to the center, and now pivot the opposite foot, your right foot, toward the end of the mat. Once again, we're going to bend that knee. Extend both arms out at shoulder height. Coming into our warrior two on the opposite side, look down the outstretched right hand, look down through the center of that hand off into the distance. Breathe. Now you might turn that right palm up, begin to lift that right hand as you gently touch that back leg. Coming into an exalted warrior on the right side of the body. Begin to notice through the side body, the opening through the ribs. Now inhale, and on the exhale, return to your warrior two. And begin to bend the right elbow, placing it on the right knee. Sweep the left arm across your chest, up and over that left ear, coming into an extended side angle. And breathe. And once again, inhale, come back to your warrior two. Release your hands to your hips, straighten the right leg, pivot that right foot back in, heel toe the feet together. And once again, bend your knees, release your chest down. We're going to place our hands down on the mat and release those knees to the mat so that we can come into child's pose. Begin to take your knees wide if that feels good. Ease your hips back toward your heels. Walk the hands out in front, maybe releasing your forehead to the mat. You might release the forearms down to the mat to relax the shoulders. You might even possibly like to stack the hands on top of one another and let your head rest on your hands. And using this time in child's pose to notice the muscles across the low back and in the sacrum. Noting any awareness of a calming effect from a forward fold pose. Now inhale, lift your head, and on the exhale, we're going to come to rest on our right side, and just allow that head to rest on your right arm. Bend your knees to a 90-degree angle, and let that left hand come down in front to support you. And then from here, we're going to inhale, lift that left foot up off the right, and on the exhale, lift that left knee. Inhale, lift your head up, and on the exhale, release the head down and bring the knees and ankles back together. And so we're going to flow through this 10 times on each side. So inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Again, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. And noting we're not using that hand to lift the head. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. And just flow through this. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. 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 Once more, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Now from here, we're going to swing around to the opposite side, coming to rest on our left arm, bending our knees to a 90-degree angle, and allow the right hand to rest on the left ear. Now inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. 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 And once more, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Now from here, we're going to roll onto our backs. And we're going to come into a supine spinal twist. From here, with the legs extended, begin to draw your right knee in towards your chest. Let your left hand come to rest on top of that right knee. Extend your right arm out and draw that right knee across the body and release it to the left side. Turn and look at your right outstretched hand. And just allow yourself to breathe and relax into this twist. Excellent for the spinal nerve health. Also good for your digestive process and your balance. As you rest in this pose, with each exhale, allow yourself to notice where you can let go of a tiny bit of the tension you might be holding. Now inhale, and on the exhale, draw your right knee in toward the center, give it a hug in on the inhale, and on the exhale, extend that right leg down. Now inhale, drawing your left knee in towards your body, and on the exhale, extend your left arm out. Inhale, and on the exhale, draw that left knee across the body, turn and look at your left outstretched hand. And once again, with each exhale, noting where you can let go of some of the tension that you might be holding on to. Now inhale, and on the exhale, bring that left knee back to center. Inhale, hug that knee in, and exhale, fully extend that leg. So at this point, we're going to prepare for Shavasana. So you might allow yourself to bring these blankets out once again, placing one under the head for a little bit of comfort and support. Maybe folding one up and placing it under that mid-back. And you might bring that bolster out or a larger blanket to place under the knees. So take your time, find your way into your variation of Shavasana. Allow yourself to begin to relax, let go of some of the tension that you're holding on to. Allow yourself to begin to notice your breath. Notice the inhale and the exhale. Allowing yourself to let go of tension wherever you find it. Rest in Shavasana for as long as feels good for you. Somewhere between 2 and 10 minutes or maybe longer. And after that, move on to your pranayama and meditation practice. There'll be videos available for the pranayama and meditations as well. Rest and relaxation.